Okay, let's calculate a two-way chi-square now. Here's our example we're going to be using right here. So two-way chi-square means two-way means two independent variables or two factors. And here are our two factors, ethnicity and gender. Okay, and our dependent variable is in here and is a measure of healthful eating practices. Okay, so we have 6 of these cells now. In the previous examples we had 4 and 3. We're going to use the same formula, same chi-squared formula, just going to be a little bigger because we have more cells to calculate. Okay, so these are our dependent variable and these are our values. Now the f sub e arguably is a little easier because we have a formula for that. We have an f sub e formula you want to calculate for each cell individually. It asks for the row total right here times the column totals. Here's the column totals, here's the row totals, divided by the grand totals. So you have to do this for each cell. And quite frankly, sometimes it'll be a different f sub each for each cell. Sometimes there may be some duplication. So that's what we do in this problem right here. We calculate the f sub e, and it's a good idea to code the cells so you don't get confused. Notice we coded them here A, B, and C, and 1 and 2, so that we don't get confused when we're plugging our numbers in. But there you go. We just used this formula right here, and we calculated the f sub e's. Next step is quite simply to plug them in the formula like we did in the earlier one-way examples and grind out the answer. In this case, the chi-square is a 4.89. Now the degrees of freedom is a little different. Degrees of freedom is number of rows minus 1 times number of columns minus 1. So we had 2 rows and we had 3 columns. So sure enough, we have 2 degrees of freedom. From here we can go right to our table X. We can determine significance and determine if this chi-square is significant. Determine significance the exact same way, except you use a slightly different version of degrees of freedom. That's the example of using a two-way chi-square.